G'day everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Jug Show. We are going to be talking Storm today, and we got Antoine and Reece. They're coming back again because they just love talking Storm. How are you guys?
What's up?
Good to see you.
Okay, cool. So, starting off, we're going to be talking about Storm 11 because I totally missed that one. I was just so tired around the time. And so, yeah, what did you guys think of Storm 11 back when the Thunder War was continuing? It was really starting to amp up. We were starting off with the big meeting with the gods, and we had Galactus and all that. So, what do you guys think?
I of course, I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic segue from kind of what we've been seeing all along, which is Storm in situations that we don't typically see her in or haven't had the opportunity to see her in. And so in being a solo hero, it's been fascinating to kind of watch her learn just how this kind of works and how she handles things and deals with things as a solo hero as opposed to as a leader of a team. One of the things that I find interesting, and I feel some people may not realize about Storm as a character, is that throughout her publication history, she's always been a very big thinker. She talks a lot internally, but she's never been the biggest speaker. Like, she's never been the most talkative character. If she's talking, she's usually giving commands to the team. It's usually something related to the work. But she's never been like a Spider-Man character where she's just chatty.
Yeah.
Storm is more reserved for reasons that we know, her power levels and everything. And because her emotions are linked to the atmosphere, she has to keep herself within a certain kind of disposition.
Yeah.
And so I think it's interesting seeing her by herself and kind of seeing how that manifests, because we've never really seen it to this extent. So when the crash out comes, it makes it that much more satisfying for someone like me, because I know how much she always holds back and tries to choke down as far as emotion wise.
Makes it so much juicier. She does not crash out like that. And especially not like that. She came close to when that girl told her to get out, or she said something, and she told Nightcrawler, she's like, I was going to kill that woman.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to kill her. For me, I loved it. I loved issue 11. I love to see Storm interacting with other deities, because we have to remember, Storm likes to call herself a goddess. Storm does and has interaction with other gods, but she has not interacted with a larger portion of deities and gods, especially thunder gods. And you would think Storm being a weather goddess already by herself, they would have taken notice and talked to her and say, hey, you're approaching on my territory, you got to stop. And I'm surprised we have not seen anything of that until today. Well, not today, but until now. And so I'm happy and I'm thankful for Miwera having the chance to have Storm introduced to all these myriad of thunder gods. And I like how they're all having a meeting with just thunderheads. And it makes me think, okay, well, if all these thunder gods are having meetings, are all war gods having meetings? Or all fire gods having meetings? Like, that's where my mind is going. So I loved it. And I like Beta Ray Bill. I've always loved Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah.
And I like that he is on Storm's side. And it makes sense because she just helped him and Thor fight off Tyrannos not too long ago. So it made me happy to see him like, Storm. What?
Yes.
No, what? You are mad.
His little looking around is like, wait, really?
He's like, why?
I love that part. That was, yes.
Why aren't you not cheering for Storm? You cheer for Storm now. But anyway, I loved it.
Yeah, I also really appreciate the crash out and the talking with the Pantheon, because one of the things is when it comes to crashing out, we don't see that a lot when it comes to female characters, like a real honest to goodness crash out, because like a lot of the times they had to be in this, I don't want to say subservient, but like they can't be like the guy. Like, you got Wolverine, he's always going berserker rage, he's always having his downer moments. You don't see that fully with a lot of female characters. So seeing that with Storm is actually a massive breath of fresh air, especially someone who's so powerful, whose
Yes.
abilities can really push just how big a crash out can really be for someone.
Right.
So it's very
Yeah.
on display.
Yeah.
And I also really do appreciate the use of the Thunder Gods because not just lore-wise for Marvel, but lore-wise for our planet, really does actually show how big history and mythology really is, because these are all storm gods. Imagine every single god and pantheon that we actually have on the planet.
Right.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
I also wanted to jump in and say, I don't want too many crash outs because I don't want people to have the idea that female characters are crazy.
Sure.
And they're already getting into that line because if we list all of them, Jean went crazy, Wanda went crazy, Sue went crazy. Now Storm is going crazy. So I don't want them to say, "Oh, female characters are crazy, so let's just push them off." No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But I would counter that just a bit because Storm's crash outs have never been to the extent of her counterpart.
Yeah.
Either.
Okay.
Like other people's crash out, like Wanda's crash out, we saw what that entailed. You know, Phoenix's crash out consumed the whole planet. Storm's crash out is it's interesting because it's still, even within what we've seen, it's still measured within a certain self-discipline, quite frankly, because you see how quickly Galactus was able to rein her in. You know, when Jean went crazy,
she attacked everybody.
Exactly, and people were trying to rein her in for 20 issues and weren't able to do it. Whereas here, Galactus is just like, hey, come to it. Right, snap out of it.
You can definitely say this one was definitely done with a lot more respect and understanding of how crash outs actually work.
Right.
It can actually take like something, something of a positive emotion, or even just like it just gets you thinking again. Because when you're crashing out, when you're having those moments, it's a whirlwind in your head of bad thoughts, bad emotions, and sometimes you just need someone to snap you back into it. Like someone say, here's a thing. This is something I think I read somewhere. Like if you meet a person who's having a bit of a crash out and you don't know them, you start by asking them the name. Because for starters, it's a question they can answer almost reflexly. So it actually starts off by giving them something they can actually feel, something that stops the whirlwind, and just helps them start thinking again. It just kind of helps bring them back into a center. So that's one of the reasons I'm kind of glad that Jaden was able to really bring her back, because when it comes to the other crash outs, nothing brought back Jean. Jean really struggled to come back. Wanda didn't come back till the consequences, and I don't even want to talk about what snapped Sue out of that, because that was horribly done.
That was terrible.
I think Storm should have been able to. I think Storm or Scott should have been able to snap out Jean during that time frame, but for whatever reason they did not. Huh?
I think the main reason was at the time she didn't want to be snapped out of it.
Yeah.
What was going on with her emotionally, because of the Phoenix Force experiencing all of these sensations and emotions
at the same time. Okay, yeah,
you're
right. I see that.
She wasn't in a position to say, I don't want to do this. And I think that's always been one of the key differences between because somebody brought this up the other day in reference to the Phoenix Force and Eternal Storm and the similarities between the two. We can't in good conscience say, because it's factually untrue, that Jean has always been in control of the Phoenix Force, because she has not been. It's only been in recent history that there's been a melding of the two where they're able to really become almost symbiotic. But it was not always that way.
Yeah, I mean, try telling that they've always been in control to the broccoli people.
Well, right, exactly. Right.
What?
And this is not to bash Jean. This is simply this is an aspect of her history that I feel like some people try to retcon out of existence, but you can't, because that's literally her most, I would say that's her most important story, and one of the most impactful stories in all of comic books in general. The Dark Phoenix story is huge. It's been done in film, what, 2 times now?
Yeah,
And
Three.
then also
Wait,
referenced
yeah,
in
two.
all of the animated shows that they've ever done for X-Men. That's always Jean's story. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. My thing with Eternal Storm, and then that the way that I like what Mireille is doing is showcasing again Storm's innate willpower to say, I've seen this happen before. I refuse to let it happen to me.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons I love this book so much. There's a lot of like a lot of mental thinking, like a lot of proper mind thinking about what a person would go through, how that would react. And I love it when a writer really uses a person's powers as a form of displaying like where they are in a sense of mental, in a bit of a mental space. I thought that was very well done here.
Yeah.
All right, what was it else that happened in this issue? That's right. We also had
it was a lot that happened, but
a lot that happened. I also just want to bring up how well I love how much Mireille does Galactus, really all of his cosmic beings, because something that I've always loved about the cosmic beings is while they are sometimes unknowable or like, you know, the grand cosmic beings, they are also still people. They got a sense of humanity in them. They call each other siblings or some form of family. So when he brings in that level of humanity, I always feel like that was the whole point of Marvel. Like that's what made Marvel interesting in the first place. Starting to write characters being people, having dramas, having arguments. So I feel like when he did Galactus, showing him a bit more on the wise side, a guy that actually been through things, guy that actually can talk to you, it was definitely a massive positive characterization, given the fact that a lot of the times he's usually either the threat or the monster or the guy that needs to get beaten by the hero.
I agree.
I also agree. I like for my cosmic, I like the cosmic entities having a form of humanity to them, or a form of humanity personality to them, because I've heard a lot of arguments of people saying, "Oh, I don't like the cosmic entities having a humanity and this and that," or "I don't like the one above all being so human." Well, okay, let's do this. Let's say Infinity comes down, or Eternity or Phoenix, whoever, doesn't matter, comes to Earth, kills Spider-Man, and you're gonna go, "Why'd you do that?" And they say, "Because I felt like it."
Right.
Because I felt like it.
Yeah.
You have no humanity? I don't. Matter of fact, you die. So, like, we need a reason as to why these I like seeing a reason for why these cosmic entities do what they do. Some of them don't like it, some of them love it. And Galactus does not like it. So, I love the fact that Muera is actually giving them a personality. That's actually also one of the things I love. I didn't think Infinity had a personality until this book came out. Same with Eternity. Eternity has been the same character, personality-wise, throughout his whole history.
Right.
Just, I'm Eternity. I do nothing. I'm Universe and everything else. That's who I am.
Yeah. Because these gods, like, they represent a concept. So in a way, they kind of represent a personality or an emotion. Like, if you take Nightmare, the guy that represents fear, like, what'd be wrong? But, like, so, of course, he understand fear, so he probably would be and he'd want more fear because that's who he is. So
he'd be jokey.
Yeah,
he'd be joking about it. Fear, oh, your fear. He'd be like Joker.
Exactly.
In my opinion, he'd be like Joker.
Yeah, if you represent a concept and that's like your whole being, that would actually create a personality because you'd want more of it, or you think that's your purpose. So you actually push it, and like you figure justifications for yourself. You figure all these different kinds of things. So there would actually be some form of a personality. I mean, I remember when I was seeing Eternity being arrogant towards Oblivion, and I kind of described it as the reason why he's arrogant is because Eternity thinks he's all that, and because he embodies everything.
Yeah.
It's like your big brother. Oh, I'm bigger than you, so I'm stronger than you. Okay, sure. Yeah, you got it. You got it, big bro. All you gotta do is boom, he just falls to the ground.
Or even the,
That's how I see it.
or with your big brother, you actually aim lower because he's bigger than you.
Exactly. And then when your big brother goes higher or lower, you run to dad and mom. Mom, so and so hit me. That's what Eternity did. He went to dad, Eternity. I mean, the one above all, asked for help because Oblivion beat him up, and the father is just like beat him up back. That's probably what my dad would say, but that's what one above all is like. Yeah, I'm not helping you. You do that.
About it.
You do that. You handle your problems.
Yeah, and I also really like it when Gateway actually talks. I don't like him being a mute.
I don't either. I sometimes I just like, dude, please say something. And when Storm was talking to him back in the Uncanny Days, she was just, airing all her issues out, and she was having a good heart to heart, and then he just stood silent. And I'm just like, dude, are you gonna say something? This woman just opened her heart to you, and all you did is just looked at her.
Yeah, and also because he's an indigenous elder.
Okay.
He's an indigenous elder, and I've seen videos. I've chatted with them sometimes with myself. Not only do they always have something to say because they're taking care of the community, but they're also just great people to talk to.
Right.
A lot of wisdom, a lot of
Yeah.
life in them. It's just great, and not seeing that in Gateways is irksome.
I don't know anything about Australian and that type of history, so I just thought he was a jerk too. I was okay. I don't like him because he's a jerk until you explain that. But okay.
Yeah, it's just the whole spiritual grand being trope. He doesn't speak unless he needs to, and I'm like, why? Why would anyone want to live like that? I love talking. Talking's great. So yeah, that's pretty much encapsulates Storm 11. I always really liked here the fact that what he's working on is actually actual comic pages.
Yes.
That was so cool.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't catch that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I did not until now. That's cool.
Yeah.
I had to catch that on my second go through. I'm just looking through the images, then I wanted to analyze this one. I was like, wait a minute, hang on. Oh my god, those are comic pages.
See, stuff like this really makes Miura knows what he's doing. I don't know why people just love to bitch and complain. Y'all don't even know what you're complaining about. This book is really, really good. And the writing is so easy to follow. If you can't understand his writing, then you probably need to go back to school because it is so simplistic to me. It's like it really is ABC. And when I hear people, I don't get it. What did you not? He just explained it. What did you not get?
Yeah.
One thing I also think is really cool, and this is probably just a thing in my head, but with the inclusion of the biblically accurate angels, and everyone was going well, what does that mean? Why do we have all these?
Oh God! Clearly, they aren't going to church because I've seen those angels before. Why are we? Jesus.
But the thing is, what I'm thinking is because we know that there are angels in the House of Ideas, we see that during Wade's Fantastic Four run. When the Fantastic Four are there, they get attacked by angels, but they have the more classical depiction of characters with wings and all that. So I like to think of the fact they have angels here drawn like this is simply because it's a different artist, so different depiction. And because there is a difference between who was the artist in this book? It wasn't Wernick, was it? No, it was Mario Santoro. So yeah, and C.F. Villa. And they have two very different styles from Waringo. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was very cartoony, so he probably wouldn't have done a biblically accurate thing. So he does the classical. We got the biblically accurate. It's just two different artists, two different ideas, two different depictions. Very raw form of ideas. I always like that kind of thinking when it comes to the one above all, with the House of Ideas. Just these ideas of concept and the raw talent and ideas of a writer and an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's me and my crazy ramblings.
I was gonna say something else, but I had forgotten. I was listening to you. I think what I'm noticing is a lot of these ideas and concepts. I don't think people notice, but he is bringing back old things from way back when. And when people see it, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is too new. This is too much." Well, that just shows that you haven't been reading comics for that long because all these concepts are old. They're very old.
Even
I love them.
I'm thinking, Wow, where did that come from? Holy crap, that was then.
Yeah, like, because I remember in an interview he says he spends his days reading comics, and I'm pretty sure he's reading old comics. That's why he's bringing all these old stuff back to the present. And people are like, ah!
I actually remember how taken aback I was that he brought back Abraxas.
Exactly. Yeah. I bet you people didn't even know who the hell Abraxas was until he explained it who he was.
Well, I think the thing about it is that when he chooses a character to use, he does the research on that individual character to see, okay, what are their connections, what are their relationships, what is their history, and that's how you come up with things like this. If you take a character like Eternity and you're using them in the story, and you do the research on them, Abraxas is going to come up eventually because that's a part of Eternity's story.
Same with Galactus. You can't have a cosmic. Well, you can, but Galactus has to come up sooner or later, because if Eternity's in trouble, then Galactus knows, and Galactus is gonna be like, "Hey, buddy, I'm here to help. How can I help you?"
Right. Right. Well, now, yes.
Yeah, now.
Right.
And it's also very appreciated because the fact is, like, with The One Above All, so many other writers since Wade tried to capture like an idea of voice of God type of thing, like, because they try and really make him actually godlike, so they kind of remove almost the humanity of him. But now in this, he actually does seem more human. He does seem like how he was when Wade did it. The only real difference is, we're doing the actual God look. We're doing the big golden guy. We're not doing Jack Kirby, so he's going to sound different. He's talking to Eternity, a godlike being, the kid, not the grandkid.
Grandkids.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Who are the grandkids?
The Fantastic.
The Fantastic.
Oh, I was thinking in cosmic entity wise. I was like, wait, there's Dad, and there's the Forcip. Five-Sip, Phoenix.
It would make sense if we take different approaches with different people.
And also, like, it was a bit of a joke I came up with. I told Murray why he loved it. It was just like when the kids come to visit versus when the grandkids come to visit.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. That makes a lot of sense.
And it was really good. So, let's move on to number 12. Oh, yeah. What do you guys think of this page before we head off?
I mean, I thought it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
It made perfect sense.
See, and this is another thing. When somebody had told Mirera that this story is not connected, and I'm just like, how your statement doesn't make sense, because if it's not connected, then he would not have mentioned the Never Queen or Phoenix. But the fact that he did mention these two entities tells you this whole thing is connected. Because if Eternity is in trouble, of course the Phoenix is going to know. Of course the Never Queen is going to know. They have to know.
Because
they're connected.
It's the universe.
Exactly.
Which they all reside in. So therefore it's all connected.
And hell, they might be very connected to Scarlet Witch's story, because like how in here we've seen the death of Oblivion, in Wanda's story, we've actually seen the death of the Queen of... Not the Queen of Nevers, the Griever at the end of all things. There might be a connection there in the future, because we got two entities that really represent the void, entropy, the end.
Yeah, but even if there was none of that was connected, the fact that the universe is in danger and that all aspects of the universe are being attacked, that alone connects everyone's story
the
Marvel universe, period. Doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. That's the connection. It doesn't even have to do anything with the future story if it doesn't if he doesn't want to. In this moment, it's Eternity that is being attacked. So everyone's involved.
Exactly. And also he doesn't have to bring these people, guys. He does not have to bring these people in. I hope you guys understand that. He does not have to do that. If he wants to tell a story about Eternity and his sister and the One Above All, he will do that. But if he wants to add the Never Queen and Phoenix, he will do so. But if he doesn't, you cannot get mad at him for that. Because guess what? The Never Queen didn't bring in Storm when she was Eternity. Phoenix didn't even bring in Storm when she was Eternity. So why are you making him do what you want him to do, but when your people ain't doing it, you're quiet?
The best part about this, I love it when writers actually do this, because it shows the actual interconnection between the Marvel universe. Like, a character doesn't actually have to show up and save the day for another character. They can just, like, because I've seen a lot of moments like this in classic stories. Like, the the other like a character, like I remember Fantastic Four 1998. Franklin was going through something. Doctor Strange felt it. Jean felt it. All these characters felt it. They don't come and help, but they're just like mentioning. That's a way to show how powerful something bad is actually happening. And it's also good to see that somebody is depicting Krakoa in the White Hot Room. Because I got my own ideas of what could happen there, but it's just nice to know that someone's still remembering that it's there.
I thought that concept was long dead. I thought the moment they shoved them away in the White Hot Room, and it was brought back in another comic, I thought once that came, I was like, yeah, we're done with that. But when he brought it back again, I was like, oh, at least he remembers. Yeah. I didn't think anybody else remembered that. Or cared.
So yeah, and also I kind of want to hold on to that type of thinking as well for Storm 12, because they've got some ideas that actually could go away, you stupid mind Windows Live. That actually could connect to what the War of All. I think that's what it was called, wasn't it?
I don't know.
We'll get to it. Actually,
War of All. Wait a minute. Yeah.
We'll connect our current patterns by going to that page. Just let me hit this button, whichever button it is. That's one. So many buttons. So yeah, we'll head to the bottom here. The War Above All. So if I'm wondering if this is going to be a Storm thing, or if he's actually, or if Marewa is prepping his own real big summer event type of thing.
Could be a summer event, but I think
time will tell. We'll see what time brings.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with waiting. Let the man build up, and also let other writers build what he needs them to build. So that
he's really doing a lot of legwork for other writers, because people are not understanding is that when Tom Brevoort asked him to write Storm, he was not only asking him to make Storm a solo hero, he was literally asking him to create all these things, new villains for her, new plot lines for her, things that she's gonna go through. What else? Or other love interests. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. Love interest, because she needs another one. We cannot go back to the past. It's worked 3 times. It cannot work a 4th time. Yeah, or anything like that. But I think it's time to understand if a relationship is dead, leave it alone. Because would you go back to a dead relationship?
Work for Ben Grimm.
Yes. If it's a yes, then God be with you. But if it's a no, then you know what I'm talking about.
I try not to apply real world logic to comic book relationships anymore, because it's just, I think it's similar to how, people complain about, why are the X-Men always feared and hated? Because that is the brand of their IP.
That's true.
That's just the truth of it. It doesn't matter.
What?
We're always going to come back to that, because that is the brand. That is the brand that launched the IP.
So you're telling me that her brand is being with T'Challa forever?
No,
that's not, she can never.
That's not what I'm
or
saying.
it's T'Challa's brand to forever want to be with Storm.
It can't. It cannot be, because she's not. She's not.
Well,
Black Panther. She's not.
No, I'm not.
Wakanda.
I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that there are certain things in comic books that I just expect to be recycled over time, because I just hold myself open to whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if she does go back to some whoop-de-doos, that wouldn't bother me. Well, would bother me, but I wouldn't care. But whatever.
So talking about continuing from our conversation from like Phoenix and the Queen of Nevers, along with Griever, the Griever of the End of All Things, with those being like the entropy kind of beings, that's one of the reasons I think that might connect with the War Above All, because the fact is, Death is also an entropy being. She's a representation of death, so it would make sense that she's got a connection to Oblivion and the Griever. Oh man, that coffee. So using those ideas, the fact that she could actually be really that pissed off, I think could really be very interesting. As well as the fact, like, we've actually seen Death almost die before, back in The Death of Death, and that could have actually led to a Cancerverse. So the idea that she's actually leading a team of zombies, this could actually be like a possible start of Cancerverse, the zombie universe. And the fact is, I actually think this might even be connected to Donny Cates' Thor, when Thor had the vision from his Black Winter about being attacked by Thanos with all the Infinity Stones, wielding Mjolnir, that hand, as well as zombies. So I think that might be where this is going for the War Above All.
Well, he is reading a lot of Donny Cates stuff, and Donny Cates is one of Mira's favorite writers, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised at all.
and I totally get why. I love Donny Cates. So what do you guys also think about issue 12, especially this intro of
This right here made me think of Night of the Living Dead. I don't know why, but it made me think of this is like, I don't know, this dude come out of this frog's mouth and just poor frog. He's just
yeah, this
I
this
liked
made
it.
this made me think, yep, Morewa has definitely watched Naruto.
Yeah, he sure has a lot of Naruto. But hey, I love his anime influence. I think that's why I love this book so much, is because it's heavily anime influenced, and a lot of the scenes make me laugh because I love anime, and I laugh every single time I watch anime.
Why do you think I love the current Miles Morales run so much? That's not even heavily. He's perhaps almost ripping off anime at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, yeah, we got Gore coming back. That's really good. I don't know why they do the whole MAGA thing. I mean, the guy got incinerated, really. I don't have burn stuff.
People are asking, well, isn't he a star? Yeah, his soul is still dead, though. His body's a star.
But
his soul is
dead. He's died before.
Yeah, he's dead. He's gone.
I mean,
that's an awesome cover. I like that.
It was like
cool.
Mario Santoro. I don't even know the point where they cross from Wernick to Santoro, but damn, Santoro brings it, and he brings it hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think they're so different, which is part of the good thing about it, about having different artists, because they all have their different strengths. And Wernick, of course, excels at beauty and realistic sort of looking imagery and work. Whereas I think Santoro is very, if I could liken him to anyone, it would be like Pepe Larraz. Very epic feeling artwork, very action driven, and he captures those thematic feels very well.
Yeah. And also the thing is, this is coming from me because quite recently, for some reason, like something triggered something in my brain, but I've been looking really, really hard at when a character during comic battles, I'm looking at the characters' stances, their poses, and and recently I was reading some books and I'm thinking that would not be an effective punch because their hips are in the wrong place, their shoulders are bad. So I went back through this book, I'm looking at this page, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking that's actually a very good pose. Like, he knows what he's doing. The hips are in the right spot. His shoulder is in the right spot. And the funny thing is, if this was an actual fight, I'm looking at, like, where he's holding the spear, like, how his hand is right here on his spear. So he's holding it very short-handed. His momentum is here. His hips are coming forward with the punch, as they should be, which means, to me, that if he actually used his momentum right, if he swung with his other hand here with the spear, he could have actually killed Storm. He could have actually thrusted the spear right into her chest from here if he used his momentum right and didn't wind back for another punch.
Right.
You could have killed her with breaking her jaw. Just by that jawbreaker, he could have killed her there. To me, it looks like he already took her jaw off, but obviously he just broke her jaw. It's just the way how he drew it. I was like, oh, damn. There goes your jaw.
Yeah, I do, but yeah. Well, there goes his ear as well. Just like
I didn't even see that until Aunt told me about it, and I was like, what? And I looked closer, I was like, oh my god, she done bit his ear off. That's right. And I keep telling you guys know, Storm fights. I keep telling people, Storm fights nasty. She is a nasty fighter. Remember when she fought? Oh man, it was in Marauders, and she broke that one dude's kneecap. She popped it.
Mm-hmm.
And he started crying. I was like, yeah, she's a nasty fighter. Y'all don't know this. And she has a berserker rage. People don't know that, but she does. She does have a berserker rage, and she will go ballistic on you.
Yeah, if you're not fighting dirty, you're not really fighting.
Yeah,
I got like there are so many lines of other stories that really just encapsulates the idea of why like it doesn't like if you're actually fighting someone, it's not a martial arts bout, it's not like a honor bout or anything. You're fighting for your life here, so she's gonna fight dirty. She's gonna
Mhm.
fight, not just bite
Mhm.
his ear. She's gonna try biting his neck. She's gonna try doing
Mhm.
everything to survive.
Everything.
Yeah, because like yeah, if you get into a fight, don't fight with honor. Fight to survive.
This is Marvel's Wonder Woman. You don't see Carol Danvers biting people's ear off. You don't see anybody else doing that. This is Marvel's Wonder Woman, and I can see Wonder Woman. I can see Wonder Woman doing exactly that: cutting someone's ear off, cutting someone's throat, popping someone's kneecap. Like that's what Wonder Woman did, and that's what Storm would do. So they're pretty much the same to me.
So many times lately, I'm just keep thinking like I'm seeing like Susan trying to like be intimidating, and she can be intimidating with the bubble in your head. But I keep thinking, why doesn't she create a vice around a guy's nuts and start crushing?
Grab his dick and twist it.
Like I'm thinking,
Yeah.
like,
what is wrong with you, Jug?
I'm thinking of something.
Look at Ant. Look at Ant's face.
Yeah, someone yelling at her, then suddenly you hear a little noise, and you're just like, and he's just frozen. And you're like,
or
oh
pop
god,
noise.
Yep. Well, yep. You don't need to hear what she did. You just know what she did.
That'd be. I would definitely you'll get a laugh out of me of that.
Yeah.
You'll get a laugh out of me of that. And I was laughing through this whole thing watching Storm get beat up. I was like, dang.
Yeah, like
you've ever been beaten up pretty bad. And when was the last time? I don't remember the last time she's been beaten up this bad, but this was a bad beatdown. And I expected that. We all should have expected that.
Beaten up this badly. Not this graphically.
Well,
I like it graphically. That makes it better though.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. This is the most graphically she's ever been beaten up.
Okay,
for sure.
yeah. I get it.
Because like so many other fights she's had to, sometimes she's gotten the scratches, she's gotten the punches, but they're writing kind of like she gets hit, she gets bleeding, but she still looks sexy as hell.
Like when she fought T'Challa, he stabbed her in the rib cage, but it was just like that. But to see him just javelin her right through, I thought he got it to the chest, but it's through the shoulder. But even so, that's still even better.
And she's hawking.
They went hard on this one.
And like even when she's fighting Callisto, like Callisto slices up her face, but also you're still just looking at it and thinking, my god, this is hot.
They're choking up blood. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's
here
good.
you're just thinking, oh my god, she's gonna die. And I'm also just reading this. I'm just wish we had this kind of graphic and like violence when she fought Genesis or what was the shape?
Yeah. Nameless.
The Nameless, right? How do you forget that?
No, with a name like Nameless, or with a mutant guy named Forget Me Not, and that's how.
Yeah, and the real last time you actually could say this got as graphic as this was when she fought Tarn, but that wasn't really graphic. That was just like body horror, really.
Yeah.
This scene of body horror. That's
she only stabbed him close to his heart too. So like, was that really gory? Sure, but like she didn't.
Yeah, you're not looking.
Yeah, I would say probably the second. Yeah, as far as gore, the second goriest would definitely be Worlds Apart, where she was fighting T'Challa. Yeah, because she did, she was like, I know he sliced her a few times with his claws, and there was visible blood and stuff like that. So I would say this is definitely the second, which makes sense because he's taken a lot of cues from that story and put them into this run so far.
Yeah,
or when she stabbed Death in the heart.
Yeah, but that wasn't being done to her.
That death, right?
You were naming gory fights, so I was thinking of gory fights.
Yeah,
I meant like her being beaten up.
He gets beaten
up. I see what you mean. Yeah,
and I'm also thinking of Death. Like, wait, Death? When did she fight? Oh, wait, not that Death.
Yeah, Horseman.
Yeah, Apocalypse's son. And like, what's good about this fight as well is like, because if you're watching an actual fight, you're watching a boxing match, you kind of moving with the actual fighters, and you go, ooh, damn, that must have hurt, that type of feel. And you're getting that here. Like, it's not about making her look hot. It's about making her look, holy shit, she could die.
This was so satisfying because it really shut people up saying, "Oh, Storm always wins. Storm never gets hurt." Well,
We can go to
here
the
you
next,
go.
Go to the next one. I wanted to say something.
What?
Yeah,
You got
hold
this.
on. Yeah, that one. I think a lot of people missed that.
He got his other guy.
Yeah, that Storm wasn't actually like flying. He was levitating his spear. He was raising her up in the air.
Oh, damn.
Really?
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
why she's screaming like that, because he's raising the spear up with her in her shoulder.
Oh.
And that's why you can see she's trying to take it out.
I didn't see that. Oh, that makes it even more juicy. See, again, this goes back to my point. This is why. Never mind. I'll leave it alone.
Like, I was thinking like she was having like the
I loved it.
all that moment. It's like,
Right,
yes!
yeah, and if you look at the words, it says levitate, and then the other ones where he's summoning his spirit also has the words attached to it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know he's trying to be intimidating when he says, "Are you crying?" But it just brings back a scene from American Dad in my head that makes me laugh. It's like, "You crying? Yes, I'm crying. He just hit me with a chair." It's like,
Right.
yes, I'm crying. I have a spear in my shoulder.
Yeah.
Anybody would cry, duh.
It's like, don't act tough. Act realistic. Yes, I'm crying.
I have a not a theory, but I think one of my predictions has or is on its way of coming true. And I don't think Oblivion is dead, in my opinion. I think he just possessed Haddad. Because this scene right here makes me think this is all Oblivion. Or that's Oblivion talking right behind him. And I could be wrong, but that's just my theory. At the end, let me see. At the end, well, we'll get there. But I do think that's Oblivion just talking to him right there. Because if you go back and read Immortal Thor, that's what he did to is it Tyr? I don't know. I don't remember. One of Thor's brothers.
Yeah.
He possessed one of Thor's brothers, and he got excommunicated. I call it excommunicado. He got excommunicated out of Tyr's body, and he looked kind of like that, if I remember correctly.
Could be.
Yeah.
I kind of.
That's my theory. So I'm sticking with that.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with that.
It would also be
I just
interesting,
thought it was a
like
black-
maybe he also jumped from
Huh?
Haddad to
You
Storm.
thought it was what?
I said I just thought it was a Black Winter he created.
I mean, yeah, that too, but like, it's Oblivion. Like, Oblivion, he can't be that. You want to let this dude just beat you up like that and kill you? And I know one above all said, "Yeah, my son's dead," but how do you really know your son? How much do your parents really know you?
Not
Right?
to mention the fact he could just be going along with the story.
Exactly. So he could have faked his death. He'd be like, "Yeah, you kill me. I'm just gonna sneak my way into your brain."
Yeah, and one above all is just like, I got you. You're clearly my favorite.
Or that, like, I mean, to me, it felt like in my face that this is Oblivion possessing him. But if it's not, and he really is dead, then okay, I can deal with that. But
It's just a fun theory. It's what we do. It's what makes reading comics fun. Then we got the actual chatting with the one above all. Where are those damn pages?
I love that conversation with he has, because there's something he says that I want to ask Mira. Was this a representation of you and how people keep asking you questions? Because it was the comparison was just so on the nose.
It's very there. That's what I like. Because that's what I've always thought about how you should write the one above all. You write it about like your own, like a writer should do their own experiences, their own ways of thinking. Because like the one above all isn't God. He's the writer, the guy that's in charge of the story. Therefore, is God to these characters. That's always been very interesting and a very good way of thinking about it to me. Like, I really like that. Well, he's doing the whole comic part here again. Like, this is just a nitpick. I just kind of wish it was a bit lower, like how you would draw it on a drafting table. But yeah.
I thought he was drawing a graph. I did not know it was a comic book. That was a good spot. I didn't know it was a comic book. See, that makes me even like this book even more. It's detailed.
It's fun, and it's just like a God version of what we got in Wade's run with how he was actually drawing comic pages. Like, this really does encapsulate what Mark Waid put down when he wrote the very first introduction of The One Above All. And it's just bloody great. And I really loved the second half of the conversation because it actually felt like an older, more experienced artist talking to a younger artist who's still very unsure about the work. Because, he's talking about, like, how do I word this?
Wait, is this the one I was talking about? Wait, let me see.
Yeah, like, you're going to be worried about your creations, about what they could do, how people are going to see you in your creations. And yeah, that's something that would be absolutely scary. Because, like, what if you accidentally write all the things you don't like about yourself into your story? Because then you're putting your very soul on display here. Because that's art.
And then and I took that as people are looking at this book, which is his creation is Storm. They're looking at this book, and I'm seeing people say, "Oh, you should stop writing. Oh, you should die. You should do this." That, like, why don't you say something like that?
Why would you?
That's his art. It's art. If you don't like his art, then stop reading. Clearly, you are reading.
They'd just be seeing things about themselves they're not liking.
Yeah, just like, but this is his baby. Storm is his creation, and you're trashing on his creation, and that's why I thought the parallel was so similar. As I was reading, I was like, "Wow, he is really talking about himself." And I felt so bad. I felt so bad for him. So sad.
And I really and like, this is how the One Above All should be written, as an artist, a tortured artist, maybe. And this kind of felt like the idea as well to me of, like, taking not just like an older artist or anything like that, but the idea of you take the same character and you go from the one artist to the next, like how you do with Marvel. They get the next writer for the characters. So, like, and, sometimes people might not like it because it's not the exact same as the last artist who they did like. And so they have to, handle that. They have to handle that. They had, like, what was that story? Like, right. Like, there was this, and like, there was in One Piece when, do you guys watch One Piece?
No.
No? All right.
I don't like that anime. I love, for someone who loves anime, I do not like One Piece.
Oh, okay. I just have my heart stricken.
Sorry. Don't like them.
There's this scene. There's a scene, and a guy that builds ships. His ships was used for violence, and he rejected his own ships. And his teacher actually hit him over it, because you got to be proud of your work, even if no one else is. It's a very good lesson.
And to hear someone tell you to die for it is just stupid.
It's very stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some works out there that are meant, that needs to actually be hated because they're actually representing some form of hate. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Sure, yes. I would agree. I would definitely, but I'm not going to tell that person you need to die, to commit suicide. I'm not going to do that. That's stupid.
I was going to say that particular page. I thought it was interesting. No, the one that you went to with the two of them going at it.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. We talked. What's today? Saturday. So Thursday night. So Thursday night when we did the live stream, we were talking about this and Black Vortex Storm specifically, because the question arose, like, how did she heal her doll? How did she heal her wounds? Well, apparently, Black Vortex Storm does have a healing factor.
Oh,
that was obvious.
I mean, it's a god form.
Why is that a question?
Yeah.
That was obvious.
Yeah, but I do like the balance that he created there, because the Black Vortex Storm isn't something that she can just immediately switch into. It takes her time. Because she has certain, like, mental blocks in place to prevent her from just going there. So she has to kind of turn those off before she can go into that mode. So I appreciated that, because it was balanced. It was an important balance, and it's definitely in character for Storm to do something like that.
Yeah, plus I've always liked when transformations take time, but they don't actually attack, because they, like, maybe some sense of honor. Like, there was that scene in Dragon Ball. It's like, you're not going to let us just go transform. You got transform.
I mean, it was Better Ray Bill and Sugar that saved her this time.
Yeah.
That's what gave her the time to transform. If not, then she would have died.
Yeah.
He would kill him.
I try. I can't help it, but I keep thinking of Sugar as I just keep calling him Sugar. So-
Oh.
I thought for some reason when he said sugar, I thought of I don't know why my
Tupac.
brain went this way, but I thought Rogue turned into the giant serpent somehow
No.
and saved him. And I was like, oh snap, Rogue is here! Get him, Rogue, get him! And then it was just the giant dragon. I was like, oh man, okay.
Now
Yeah,
we
no.
have Better Ray
Sugar.
Bill coming to give Haddad a little sugar.
I don't know where my brain was going, but I liked it, and I do love his SFX wording. The cocoons, and can you go down real quick? The
Because
Yeah,
that's
a
actually
little
kind
bit
of
lower.
how lightning actually sounds. You
Somersault
have
kick.
little crap. They curve.
no, I mean the other SFX stuff, like the moves that he does. Yeah, the immortal
yeah.
axe thing. I love when he does that because it also feels like a video game, and
Mhm.
also you're reading a comic book. So what did you expect when you're reading a comic book? You're gonna read their moves.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. So
I want
I don't know
more
why
of
people
this
hate
stuff.
it, but I like it.
It's fun. It's silly. It's lighthearted in a
It
little
is,
way.
yeah.
Even though someone's getting probably his shoulder blown out.
I mean, he took that kick very well. He took
Yeah. Then you got also poor Sugar there getting a massive headache.
it. That's true.
Then you got Haddad set up
A
his own.
Kamea wave? Kamehameha!
Kaboom.
This whole fight is a Dragon Ball Z fight, and I just realized it.
It kind of is. In fact, or is there another one that you could say? I got some ideas. Like also when I was reading this, I'm thinking of I'm going back to One Piece, and thinking of when Luffy fought Anaru, who would be a storm god. He's actually made of lightning, and I keep thinking how funny it would be if like Haddad fought Luffy, threw lightning at him, and it doesn't work because he's made of rubber. Because that's what happened. He's just throwing lightning bolts. It's like, why isn't it working? Here's a bit of a nitpick, and something I also kind of find funny in a way. It's when where was it? Not this one. When she's listing all her martial arts, like right here.
That was go
Like
ahead.
people find that cool, and a lot of writers do this, but I keep thinking, has she really mastered all of them? Because it takes time, practice, repetition, and dedication to really learn a martial arts. And
Yeah.
then my thought kept going and thinking, does this really mean anything to Haddad? Because these are disciplines that probably were developed long after he was sealed. So, and he's just mentioning animals, as in Black Panther and Wolverine, and he's probably just getting hit here, thinking, "What are these random words, and why is she bringing up animals right now?"
Right.
He probably don't know.
Well, I think that's what the second part
Yeah.
answers, because she wasn't throwing them out there to show off. She was telling him all of these things. She was like, I know how to do all these things, but really I'm just gonna wail on your ass.
Yeah,
Right.
That
was
what
the
I
point.
liked about the second part too.
Mhm.
Because the time and dedication and even survival instincts came from that second part, saying that, and you also can actually say essentially street fighting is where she would be more comfortable. Like that's her original one. That's what she's done for the longest. So she's trying to drag him into an actual street fight. She's trying to take his advantage away of making this a battle of storm gods.
I was telling Jug off or before the show, and I need to talk to Miroro about this. I've looked high and low everywhere I could find. I did not see nowhere that Storm trained with Shang-Chi, and the fact that he put that in there makes me all the more happy.
Yeah, no,
I love that.
It hasn't happened on panel. That was something.
Yeah, I know it hasn't, because that's why I was like, wait. Let me go back. I cross-referenced, couldn't see nothing. So I'm happy he brought this new addition to Storm. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Something that
They have interacted once. It was they worked together once with the X-Men. It was it was that story. It was right before Operation Zero Tolerance, actually, because it was the story that led into that, where they were in Hong Kong they were trying, it was about the cure for the legacy virus with Sebastian Shaw, and they were in Hong Kong. And he was helping them to like track down Sebastian Shaw because apparently they had located a cure for the legacy virus. It was a whole thing. But that was I want to say that was the first time that they actually worked together on panel in the field.
Was she wearing green?
No, it was the it was the Onslaught outfit, the Joe Mad outfit.
Something that also could be cool from the Shang-Chi aspect, that Moreira could develop later on, is when Spider-Man trained with Shang-Chi, he didn't just learn a martial arts from Shang-Chi. Spider-Man developed his own martial art using what Shang-Chi was teaching him and how he's been fighting beforehand to develop a martial art that's more suited for him, including his strength, his agility, his spider abilities, and all that. I think that could be a cool development for Storm, that she trains shortly with Shang-Chi, and she's also developing a martial arts around her Storm-based abilities, like a new ways of channeling her abilities, ways to practice moving her body around certain elements, something like that. I think that could actually be a very interesting development, and I feel Tai Chi would actually be perfect for that, as a way like a form of meditation, really focusing on your bodies, your body, your muscles, your movements, something slow before you actually go into something very powerful. So that
I've always wondered how come Storm just never thunder punches somebody or thunder kicks somebody, thunder clap, and I'm just like, these are all of the things you could do. And she hasn't done them for the past 50 years, and now we're finally seeing her doing it. And I'm just like, finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
I can only think of 2 times that she's used weather-related phenomenon to enhance her strength. One time was in that arena story in Extreme X-Men. She did do that once. And then shortly after that, in Uncanny X-Men, when they came back after Extreme ended, she did use the wind to like enhance the force of a kick, but that was about the only 2 times that I can recall that she's ever.
She tried to thunder punch. She tried to thunder punch Kitty when Legion X-Legion took over her body. I guess he thunder punched Kitty and she dodged. So that's
there's also 2 moments in the Krakoan era in Marauders. The first time is in the second issue. They were getting boarded by another pirate crew. She actually she lightning kicked a guy off. And then
that was hard to tell, like, because I saw that as just a regular kick. That like there's a lightning kick. Okay.
Later on, there was the second one when she was fighting Callisto in the pit, and she actually
that's
lightning
true.
around.
Yes, there's another one. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
I saw that as something. Would you call that a thunder punch? I saw it as like more like a secret style, because she didn't really punch her. She just discharged that punch to her heart and turned it off.
Well, it's hard to say.
I was just like,
she could have still punched her, and
true.
The punch was just charged electrically, so that when she hit her, it just electrocuted her heart. Yeah, which is probably what happened.
I mean, okay, well, you wouldn't be wrong. Either way you want to go.
Yeah, it could
wrong.
Be either way.
Yeah.
It could be either way.
The fact is, like, especially if we got a war on the way, it would be really cool, like, to see Storm really focus and, like, instead of having her powers out here, she brings her powers in and really develops a martial art. Because that's actually very rare in comic books, because they're always, like, out there blasting shit rather than, like, doing full-on anime stuff about bringing in your power, like, using martial arts to really hone the ability.
I know that in the upcoming stories, just as actually, which has already sort of been the case, because if you notice, her fights have all been very close. They've been in very close proximity, and he's mentioned a few times how he's been. That's been his intention, is to, because usually she's a long distance striker, stays far away, but wanting to make the fights closer. More dangerous, more consequential, which I think is a good thing, because it helps elevate the action and the suspense of what's going on, and it just looks cooler.
Yeah,
it does.
It looks cooler.
Yeah, I
now
think
you got
more appealing.
like for Storm, you got to have one of two things. Like you either do a close combat like we got here, or maybe you can actually really think like I'm thinking of like when she fought Johnny during the contest of champions. I know she won, but what was interesting about that, especially if you compare it to when she fought Iceman recently, Johnny was actually doing a lot better than Iceman because he was being more smart about it. Bobby was just throwing shit at her, but Johnny was like thinking of ways how his heat and flame can actually counter her, and I think that was actually very interesting because I'm not saying that he could beat Storm because I feel like well, yeah, you never know. I'm not going to take it off the table, but the thing is,
I mean, I think it would be a luck of the draw. I mean, if he got the draw or
but
somehow, sure. Yeah.
I like to think of it like this: it's a generalist versus a specialist. Like with Storm being a generalist, like she has all these abilities, she has all the atmospheric abilities. But what if she's only 10% at each one compared to Johnny, who's 100% at flame and heat? So it's just a matter of just how you think about it. So,
I would say, but it'd get dicey because you have Storm, who is literally the most versatile person in Marvel Comics. So yeah, you could go that route, but if Storm catches on to that and be like, okay, you gonna do that, I'm gonna come close, and then she just kills him like that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because I see her just like that.
When it comes to close
Johnny
combat,
has to.
if you come and
you need to learn how to fight.
Or
Johnny needs to learn how to fight. If Storm wants to come, see Storm. I've always envisioned Storm as the Thor of the X-Men because she's, in my opinion, they're so much alike. But if Thor wants to get in close, he will get in close. If he wants to be far back, he will be far back. Storm has always been far back, but we all know Storm can get in close. So if she wants to get in close in combat, you're either going to die or you better know how to fight.
Right.
One of those two.
Funny thing is, I wonder what it would look like. Like, I remember I was chatting with someone, and I thought, because I was thinking it would be funny, instead of Iron Man during the contest of Chaos, it was actually Reed, and he does, because around that time, he also had Fantastic Four 10, and Reed did this really creepy tentacle thing through up these floorboards in this episode, in this issue. I was thinking, what would it, I know. I wonder how much Storm would react to that because they were in that cave in Contest of Chaos, and she just starts dealing with all these freaky Reed tentacles come up. I know she beat him, but I'd like to think that after the fight, she would just look at him and say, "I'm going to need a couple of months away from you after that." That was just freaky.
I mean, I don't think she'd be freaked out because remember she did fight weird Callisto with tentacle arms, so she wouldn't be all that shocked. She probably
also you got to take into fact very enclosed space as well. And they're just they're also coming from everywhere. It's like the room turning against her, and it's just and also just frankly, I just fucking love what North is doing with Reed's powers. They're just so freaking disgusting.
I mean, I've always thought he could do that. It's not surprising to me that Mr. Fantastic could just stretch his eyeball, his head. I mean, that's his power. Duh. It's not surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising. You're just really appreciative someone's actually doing it because they've always just done stretchy arms.
Mm-hmm. Or morph his body into... he could be just as powerful as Plastic Man, but I don't think they want to go that route.
Yeah, well, he's doing a lot lately. He's recently split his head in half. He turned his hands into... No, he's turned his feet into hands. God, that was just so weird. It's so funny. We are just coming up on the end here, really. This page, I actually had to go back and read because I didn't realize that, it was almost immediate. Did she actually kill him? Then I realized, Eternity. Oh, Eternity, dude.
This right here is where my prediction comes in. That right there. And it's I hope it's true, but I think so. My prediction is that Storm was going to keep Eternity's powers. Whatever judgment the Living Tribunal does, or whatever the judgment One Above All gives upon Eternity, it would be you now have to stay with Storm forever, or you have you have to relinquish your power to her. You have to relinquish your power to her. Sorry. That right there in the wording of Storm expelled him from her spirit tells me she just expelled his spirit, but she took his powers. So she can go into Eternal Storm at any time if she wants to. That's what I took from that. So I hope that's going to work. But that's my prediction.
Well, even if she doesn't have the Eternal Storm, she's still got the Black Vortex.
Even so, I mean, yeah. Either way, it does make her OP.
Yeah, and also this also made me think like the one above all going, Eternity, no! Then Eternity going, Eternity, yes! Because that's essentially what he did. Because like he told him, yeah, you might not like him, but the fact is he's a piece of you, and he's just still outright rejecting this idea that he could be like Haddad. So he has to get rid of Haddad because he's so afraid of it.
He was probably like, yeah! He was like, kill him!
And I really like the idea, like he's really bringing in the meta of talking about the comics, how they are comics and they live for entertainment. And then I keep thinking about how the one above all views everything, and like how it's actually more than that. It's not just entertainment; it's seeing reflections of humanity. Like that's why people love comic books so much. Is why also people complain, like because they can see themselves in the characters.
Yeah,
such a great thing.
Storm straight up said, "I don't care."
The funny thing is, as well, it's like Haddad is one of those people that goes, "Oh my god, you're in your 30s. You read comics? Aren't they for kids?"
See, and that's why I find it so funny for people to have an issue with all these SFX and these comic books. You are reading a comic book. What did you expect? Or how long are we going to keep looking at flip, snick, and it's a problem when you see immortal head kick. Like, come on, guys, it's a comic book. This was for. It's made for that.
The only problem is, instead of an SFX, it should be straight up bubble. just have them yelling the attack.
Actually, that would be a cooler ending if she, just like how when Thor beat her in Contest of Champions, she took the air out of Haddad's lungs. That would be pretty cool.
Really? I thought that was just dope. I thought that just came from the fact that he was just a very good kisser.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
it's weird now because they're cousins. So now I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, kinda still weird. Not Luke and Leia. Like, imagine if here it actually said Eternal Lightning Spear.
I mean, I would be fine. It wouldn't bother me. Again, he's writing Storm as an anime character. This book is literally an anime book, and I love it.
Man, I need to shave. Yeah.
What a wonderful... Boy, I need to shave. I need to poop.
Yeah, my fur is all over my face now. So yeah, it is actually really good. It's like I'm looking forward also to Rogue Storm, seeing whether what connections we can come up with from there. Like if it's actually like the negative continuation. Like I'm really only looking forward to 2 books from Age of Revelation, and that's the Rogue Storm, seeing what exactly is going through Storm's head being a villain, because like Storm being a villain is actually very interesting to me because she's that powerful. How do you combat that?
It is.
And the other one is World of Revelation, because Franklin is going to be in that, and he's massive body horror type of deal. And it's funny to think about because like they're trying to make this look like a tainted Krakoa in a way, and Krakoa wasn't even nice to him the first time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so it's those 2 I'm actually very interested in.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm looking forward to the event.
I'm not.
No.
I only care about Rogue Storm. Rogue Storm is the only thing I care about. And this whole X-Men line, they're getting it's whatever. I'm saying they're getting pretty boring, but I'm just like, I don't, because as I'm reading X-Men, I'm just like, okay, this is boring. As I'm reading Uncanny X-Men, I was like, okay, God, this is even more boring. And then exceptional is fun, but I don't care about these new mutants because again, we're creating newer mutants that are going to be forgotten within the next 5-10 years, and it's more new mutants. It's just like, okay, it's enough.
Yeah, I kind of hope that eventually we get some. It would be good to see new mutants rather than introduced here into X-Men be introduced somewhere else, honestly, in other books. Like, somehow that actually is more interesting to me. Like, in the Thing book, essentially, it's like he was saving a young mutants. They never really said the word mutant, but they just said she had powers. That's about it. And let's not also forget, a lot of mutant characters were actually introduced outside the X-Men, like Karma. She wasn't introduced in New Mutants. She was introduced in Fantastic Four as well. They introduced her to Charles Xavier. And now we're all like, why would you do that?
They introduced her as just a person that has power. They said, that's what they said in the Thing book?
Essentially, in a way, yeah. Like, she just has power. They don't actually mention where she gets her power from.
That makes me... It almost sounds like they're... Since mutants are like the metaphor for black people, it made me think like, she's black. Like, he saved a black person. Okay, that's good for you, Thing. Good for you.
Oh yeah, when I was complaining about like characters posing or what type of fighting they're doing, that one was a big one because like he's throwing a punch, but he's got his leg up and he's like, "What are you doing? A punch or a pirouette? That's not going to end well for anyone."
Well, if he's doing that, and you said his leg was up, so he was off balance. Well,
yeah, like he's gonna fall.
Yeah, he was off balance. So I don't know anybody who punches like that.
Yeah, because the thing is, he shouldn't have been right off balance because he was actually talking to the guy very calmly right before he punches him. Like he wasn't in the middle of anything. He was like the last knockout punch. I'm also watching him fight Juggernaut, and I keep thinking the same thing every time a guy fights Juggernaut. I'm thinking jiu-jitsu or judo. Use some locks, use some throws, use some oh, what's the damn word? I had it in just a minute ago.
Judo chop.
No, not judo chop. Oh, not submission. Damn it. Oh, damn, I lost it. You know,
you might as well. I mean, if you're stronger or just as strong as him, you might as well put him in submission.
Yeah, it's like submission. Grappling would be good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You get him. You get a hold of him, and you throw him. You lift him. You roll with him. You get him into the ground, and you get him onto submission. His ability is momentum. There's so many martial arts about using a momentum against someone. So it's just...
Problem is, everybody, the reason I've now come to this understanding is that everybody in the Marvel Universe do not know each other. They don't really know each other like that. So I wouldn't expect somebody to know the Juggernaut's powers. I wouldn't expect somebody to know how Storm's powers work. If someone says, oh, they just cut Storm's powers off. Well, do they know that Storm's powers is connected to the actual atmosphere that you need to breathe? Like, do you know that or no? So I don't think a lot of these heroes know how their powers work, but they just know, oh, that's Storm. Oh, that's Sue Storm. Oh, that's Johnny. Yep, he was friends. Yep, we're cool. So with Juggernaut,
it would actually be kind of cool to have scenes where characters that like rarely interact and they kind of have they do things that the other person wasn't sure they could ever do, and they're like, "Wow, you can do that? That's so cool!" Like that would be fun. Just getting to know them. Yeah, so these were... Yeah, I think we should wrap up here. Like, we've talked about the issues. I definitely think that the War above all is going to be a pretty big event, but I think that might be a 2027 one. Like, maybe like around the start of 2027, we're going to spend the next year building it up. Other writers are going to set their things up. Going to have Arewa setting his thing up, so I think that might be a summer event.
I mean, that would be a great thing. I think if that was able to go through, I think that would be really exciting. Especially to have a Storm book be at the center of a major, like summer event or something like that. I would love that.
I'd agree because I've always asked myself, how come Storm? Well, I would like to see Storm have a big Marvel event, just like how
Mhm.
Thor had one, just like how Captain America had one, and Iron Man had one, and Spider-Man. All these other names had one, and Wolverine. So I
Yes,
think
especially
Storm should have one too, and the Phoenix. I should think Storm should have one too. Why not? And
I'm
the
not
Hulk.
looking at this. Does Death have a tail? Because
Yeah,
Yes.
she does.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I kept
I mean,
thinking
why
like,
not?
like a sheep or something for her sword.
I mean, I was thinking succubus. That was my mind was going.
Okay, yeah, okay, then that's out of the way. Yeah, so yeah, having Storm at the center. The fact is, she definitely would also bring in readers. That actually would be a very good idea. I really would am looking forward to that. The idea
Yeah.
of it is actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know this will piss off Thanos though, because she just named him his host. I mean, his avatar.
The
Avatar
funny
Death.
thing is,
So he gonna be mad. He gonna be super
We love
mad.
Yeah, we love a good conflict.
That's
funny
my
thing
woman.
is, it's not the first time Death has taken a Sorcerer Supreme as a avatar.
Right, it's true.
Yeah, she's done it with Steven. She just might have a type when it comes to Sorcerer Supremes.
Right.
She definitely does, but it ain't Thanos, and Thanos is gonna be mad.
Or he's just going to think, I must become a Sorcerer Supreme.
He could be, but
Oh.
you know, that's my woman.
He
What
looks
you
so
doing?
stupid with that cape on.
Who? Where?
Thanos. He just looks so ridiculous.
I don't see him.
He's here.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's there. Oh, he did.
Yeah,
He
that's
did.
either
That's
zombie
a different Thanos. Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Cancerverse.
I'm
I
like-
see Noel. Noel
we got-
died. Oh wow.
yeah, we got a
Zombie
Hulk, we got a Null, we got a Black Bolt,
Oh,
we got
boy.
a Spidey there. Which one am I looking for? Not that one. Yeah, Thanos there.
Yeah.
What that is?
Maybe that's Gore. I don't know. No.
green. He looks green, so I'm gonna say that's Doctor Doom. Doctor Boob.
Oh,
Oh,
possible.
yeah, actually, I can see that.
It's green.
That could be
yeah.
Doom. Yeah, Doom.
Oh, look, and we also even have a Wolverine. How did I not notice the Wolverine?
Oh, Wolverine
It's like
has to
right
be
there.
everywhere. He's
Yeah.
always everywhere. Wolverine and Spider-Man are always everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I mean, technically, Storm would be in the army too because she has died. Now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I feel
true.
like this is actually. I think this is like a zombie verse or something.
I thought that was destroyed.
Well, we
I
got
think
the
it was
Well, I
destroyed.
think it's simply that Death just has dominion over
That's true. I forgot.
anyone
that.
who's died before, even if they're alive now. If they've died before, she
Yeah.
she has access to them.
Well,
to
that's
true.
another
person.
zombie verse because we
That's
got
true.
another one coming out at the moment. Because like we got that one that's coming out that was started by the F4 or I don't know.
Oh, this Marvel Zombies, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting how Storm so often ties into other things that are big at the time without even trying. It just happens naturally like that.
Well, it's because she's the center of everything.
She's
In
the
essence,
best.
it's true.
She's the best around.
Yes.
Nothing's gonna ever keep her down. She's the best around.
All right, yeah. So yeah, I think
Oh shit.
there that was actually really. These are two really good comics. The Murray is just killing it. Despite what
He
anyone
is.
thinks, he really understands humanity in comics. It's actually one of the big read. Like, I would love to see him on more stuff. I would actually really like to see him on the Fantastic Four. Like that would just be exciting. I love the way how he would write. I really would
It's
just
doing
like.
great. It's doing great. You can't say the book is. You can't say the book is bad because the book is still doing good. You can't say the book is gonna flop because again she's got greenlit again for more issues. So at this moment you're just seething, waiting for it to end. But you know the book is good because it's good. It's
Yep,
still going.
everyone's loving it. All right,
Still
See
going.
you guys later. I'll see you guys when time to talk about Rogue Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that going to be 3
All right.
issues or 2?
Bye, guys. 3
3. Brilliant. Okay. See you guys for then.
to December.
Bye.
Hi.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.